the federalism as a way of the constitutional recognition of diversity and peculiarity of certain territory was mentioned. And I would like to ask your opinion. Essentially, I would like to ask everyone present here, what will be the final outcome of this, the final consequence of this European federalism? Is it going to be maybe the introduction or the existence of double identity, or maybe the suppression of our national identity? When I talk about it, the first country that comes to my mind is Spain, because, for example, in Catalonia, in Baskia, or in Galicia, there is a high percentage of people who declare themselves, who declare that they have double identity. For example, they are both Spanish and Catalan. But this double identity is tangible because it derives, I would say, from language. People who speak and use Spanish and Catalan language, they can declare themselves like that. But on the other hand, the European identity is not so tangible. People who are not really versed in legal theory, political theory, or who are not members of non-governmental organizations do not really understand these slight issues of rule of law, essentially all what we were mentioning today. So maybe my personal opinion is that it is not really possible in the future to introduce such a specific European identity that would be applicable to everyone. Or if it is possible, it will need a really long time.
I think we are on the same page. I have practically the same ideas. At the end, you said that maybe EU identity cannot be applicable to everyone, or it will take a long process. I think EU identity can be a tool to create some level of loyalty if we are talking about the European Union as a federalization. But I also agree that it doesn't have that of a in-depth meaning as we have in the sense of national minority identities or minority identities. Taking into account the future, I think the role of multiple identities, what we are taking now, and we cannot change this back. We don't have assimilation processes anymore. It doesn't look like that the member states work really on these issues, how they want to integrate all those peoples who live on their territory. So I think the road of double identity is already present, and it will be present in the future too. And the future of the European Union, if it's a federalist one, I tend to agree with Michael. Here, yes. I was surprised because I couldn't see you. That it's probably not manageable, not on cultural sense, at least. It's hard to answer this question practically. Well, let me check what other questions you had. So what will be the final outcome of federalization in this process? What I see right now that we only have some kind of non-discrimination politics, which will tend to another outcome in the future, that all these groups will have stronger and more protected identities. And if we want to the EU make work, then we need to find a balance between these groups and identities, with the goal that they are all of them are part of that state or the European Union, so they don't become some kind of parallel state within the state with a very distinctive identity, which is against the balance between the identities. So one thing EU or the member states need to work on it is to make everyone to understand that they are part of the state, part of the nation, to be precise. And if we are part of the nation, this is the very first level we need to take, and on this level we can have our specific cultural traditions. And if our cultural traditions is not not in line with this level of being part of the same nation, that is some kind of limit we shouldn't get over. Well, thank you. I don't know if anyone has an opinion on this topic, because this is truly a complicated one, and it doesn't seem like, this is just my opinion, but it doesn't seem like that the states really want to discuss these kind of questions.
Regarding this double identity and what you have mentioned, my personal opinion is that that you're on a good track, because this and what Lila has said, some other connections like ethnical origin, language, culture are much stronger than what we can say European identity. And also what I'm not diminishing this European idea and so on, but also we should see which parts of Europe will be in that federation future, for the whole Europe, or some parts will be left out and so on. So it's also to be discussed and thought about. And I think that in this situation now, it's very difficult to expect that in a certain time this new identity will replace the existing ones. My personal opinion is that it's not necessary. It shouldn't be. It should go naturally and not impose something. And regarding, we can see also that the European idea has not been accepted even among the old members. We see the Brexit. We are now maybe in the news. I saw this Netherlands exit or whatever, which was just briefly mentioned, and we can see that maybe some people didn't consider UK as part of Europe anyway. But regarding this, my personal opinion is that the Europe should and European countries should go naturally with this, not imposing anything. And one of the premises is also that European Union is primarily, my opinion, economic integration. Of course, we have other forms of integration, and maybe you will not agree with me, but in the essence, in the substance, it's an economic integration. It began like it, and I think now, although it has some characteristics of a federation or confederation and so on, but still it's economic integration. It's an international organization per se. Okay, thank you.